This is Sybert signing into Kane's Wrath on the map, Tournament Highlands. On the left-hand side as the purple black hand, this is EnCore. And on the right-hand side as the red marked of Kane, this is EnCore. Tournament Highlands, this is a relatively recent game, I think from February of 2020, so definitely not too old at all, but we've been seeing a lot of Tournament Highlands, and for me, I'm okay with that. I've only cast maybe 1 or 2 games on Tournament Desert, and actually I guess I've cast more games on Twisted Tournament Rift. Not Tournament Desert, this isn't 0 Hour. Tournament Rift, and I've casted more Twisted Rift / Tiberium Rift games than actual Tournament Rift. So seeing Highlands as like a kind of new standard map is okay with me. And of course, as just a little reminder, you get the blue tib in the south and the north. You got the 1 spike here and then 1 spike in the corner. So 2 pretty safe spikes for each player. A fast operations center from EnCore, and nothing like that so far from EnCore. Just going for that quicker second refinery, so the eco is going to be a little bit delayed, but the flame tanks might be able to make a difference, although they do get spotted basically immediately by EnCore, so he's going to have maximum time to defend this, maximum time to deal with this. He's not packing up his MCV just yet. He's going to drop the extra power plant. He's getting an extra harvester, so he's very confident he can hold this with no losses at all. A second flame tank does pop out. The operations center is still here, so always the possibility of a third flame tank. He's not going 4 flame tanks. That would just be too much, as the flame tank is going to be going for this tib spike, so he's going to get some guaranteed damage. First Scorpion tank is out. Second Scorpion tank is going to be popping relatively soon. In the south, it looks like this flame tank is heading for the expansion immediately. There's the sell-off of the operations center, so it looks like he did go for the 4 flame tanks in this particular rush. No, maybe just 3. But some players do end up going for 4, and it's that exact split. You send 1 north, 1 south, 1 north, 1 south. And I feel like Technique is a player who used to do that, and sometimes he'd build like 4+ flame tanks in that kind of a pattern. And your opponent just thinks, hey, I've dealt with all of the flame tanks, and then before you know it, they've lost a refinery, they've lost all of their tib spikes, and now you're in an okay position economy-wise. If he gets the war factory on top of this, that would be amazing for him, but it looks like the Scorpion tanks will barely be able to finish off that flame tank before the war factory goes down. Putting my faith in you, EnCore. Trying to assume that he's going to be able to clean that up. It looks like the other flame tanks have been pushed away, those Scorpion tanks, able to deal with them at least in the current moment. Now, of course, with Black Hand, you can always expect that there is going to be more flame stuff on the way. So we'll have to see what EnCore has planned for the future. But for now, EnCore has survived, and he's even going to be taking some blue tib for his trouble, going both north and south. He's got Scorpion tanks there to guard it, and of course, with no stealth on the Black Hand harvesters, they cannot as easily harvest that blue Tiberium sneakily. But it's going to be a big Scorpion tank transition, it looks like, from EnCore. So he's actually done a north-south refinery split. I've never actually seen that on a field in this particular case. And then, of course, he's going to get his second base, his natural expansion refineries up and running. Looks like he took a little bit of damage on that refinery, a little bit of delay to that mining, perhaps. But he's got that blue Tiberium to help him feel better, to make his feelings not be quite so hurt. Bike's going to be heading out to the north side of the map, and the Scorpion tanks are going to be returning home with EnCore's harvesters. So, nice moves there by EnCore. Actually, these Scorpion tanks from EnCore are going to get drawn back from their attack. They're chasing this 1 Scorpion tank of EnCore, and EnCore being delayed in this attack is going to be a little bit annoying for him. It's just going to give EnCore more time to prep, more time to prepare. 1 harvester may end up going down. Cabal are, of course, pretty darn good at dealing with bikes, and it looks like no harvesters going down there, as the bikes all do get eliminated from LionCub. One Scorpion tank going to be rolling through here. All of these Harvs are pretty high health, so the bikes should be able to deal with this one Scorpion tank without too much trouble. So nice try there, LionCub, but not able to do anything. Not able to get any real damage against EnCore. Starting to power up his second field. Got the Operations Center on the way, and the second refinery just now going to be going down. So a little bit delayed behind the second refinery of EnCore, but EnCore, of course, did that economic damage, and they both harvested the majority of their first field. It looks like LionCub a little bit behind in that respect. Lots and lots of Scorpion tanks are here to play. They're going to be hunting for some harvesters, and they really want to get some harvester kills. If they could eliminate 2 or 3 harvesters, that's going to make LionCub feel a lot more secure. Oh, he's going to lose every single Scorpion tank, and he's only going to get 1 harvester. I don't know that there's any way, maybe if those harvesters were like full of blue Tiberium or something, but I don't think there's any way that works out in LionCub's favor. LionCub juking around the War Factory over here, going to be able to push the bikes away at least for now. And he does have 6 harvesters on this expansion field, so he's only got 1 back home. No, he's got 2 back home, doing the same north-south refinery split as EnCore. And this one Awakened squad in the middle of the map does get spotted by these bikes. Lots of bikes for EnCore. He could come in for a second swing. For now, he's just guarding the blue Tiberium. And he's also guarding the blue Tiberium in the north, so potentially some long-distance mining going to be happening in EnCore's future. But LionCub, he steps forward. He's got lots of Scorpion tanks. He's got the Dozer Blade upgrade, so he's going to be able to trade a little bit better against the against the Scorpion tanks of EnCore. He's going to actually just roll right past absolutely everything. He's going to surround and destroy those Scorpion tanks, and the bikes will get away for now. They're heading to the east side of the map as the Scorpion tanks head north to the main base of EnCore. EnCore going to be hitting at the expansion of his opponent. Going to get at least 1 harvester, I assume, before this one avatar can work down these bikes. But it looks like a beam cannon also went down. And no, the damage has actually split across a couple of different harvesters. So for now, the bike's unable to get any big kills, unable to get any big victories. And it looks like in the north, 1 sneaky harvester was not able to... Yes, it actually was able to harvest some of the blue Tiberium, but it looks like EnCore did realize it and will be able to deal with that just now. It looks like these bikes are actually going to get away with a kill. No, they don't. My gosh, this is the game of unfinished kills. If anything convinces you to pay attention and focus fire your units, it should be this game, with the number of units escaping with just a few HP. I would say these aren't panic fanatics, are these? Are they? He wasn't that worried about the Scorpion tanks, was he? It looks like going to be firing off some 1-clicks over here in the top left-hand side. Grabs both of the refineries. So a nice move there by LionCub. Going to be able to weaken the natural expansion economy of his opponent. Create a much longer drive distance for all of these forces. For all of those harvesters. They're not really forces. And, Secret Shrine already purchased the Black Disciple upgrade, most likely going to be getting that Purifying Flame in just a couple of seconds, and we can actually probably watch it activate on this flame tank right there. No, it actually killed the Tib Spike too quickly for us to be able to see that. It does reveal its position, giving these Scorpion tanks and this Avatar the opportunity to react. Infantry squads generating some hit markers in the north there as this flame tank will inevitably go down. It will inevitably go down. There we go. I was really worried when those Scorpion tanks just drove right past it. I was like, come on, guys. The game of 1 hit point. The game of 1 hit point. I cannot believe how many units in this game continue to escape with just a smidge of health. This Scorpion tank will go down. Gets eliminated there by that bike, handing that bike a lovely heroic status. So he is going to be all the way to triple that. Both these guys moving their MCVs into the middle of the map. It looks like it's going to be Purple Flame upgrade against... Purple Flame? Blue Flame upgrade as the Purifying Flame upgrade. Is it purple or blue? I'm curious. But against the supercharged particle beam of these Shredder turrets, and going to be lots of Shredder turrets on the front line, lots of these turret hubs going to be trying to keep LionCub safe. And it's going to be double Hand of Nod. So he does see the Shredder turrets, and he still decides to go double Hand of Nod on the front line. Of course, if you produce a couple of purifiers, and actually, we got ourselves now some proper flame tanks out on this field. An MCV cell. So sells the MCV, sells the secret shrine as well. So he's... Okay, that was his second MCV. I guess that does make sense. As he's going into 4 Hand of Nod production. 1 avatar in the south going to be able to get the kill. And it looks like this guy actually picked up the beam cannon, so it wasn't actually a kill of the beam cannon much earlier in this game. He picked it up as a secondary weapon on that avatar. And he's doing that with a lot of his avatars. Not an ability that we see used very often. There's the Tib Bane detonation. Going to be able to clear out this field of infantry. But actually, there wasn't actually that much stuff there in that field. We do have enough rocket squads to overwhelm just the 2 Shredder turrets that were here in the north. So that's the thing about Shredder turrets, is you can overwhelm them. And if you don't build more of them, you're going to have a bad time. In this particular case, he built just the right amount, able to put that extra one to use, dealing with those squads. And Spectre Artillery going to get some good shots off on, no, not actually on the infantry, instead on the buildings of EnCore. And LionCub, he doesn't have a whole lot here. He's just mostly relying on base defenses, so he's deciding, I don't want actual units to fight these units. I just want it to be my base defenses. And he should be able to slowly whittle this stuff away. It looks like 1 Black Hand Squad over there going to be trying to work away at that Redeemer Engineering facility, forcing it to be sold off, forcing it to die, one or the other, as the Shredder turrets finish off the last of the infantry here. And the Spectre is going to be targeting down the Shredder turrets of EnCore on the front lines. While back home, looks like this stealth tank going to be putting some hurt on something of EnCore, and EnCore has been pushed back completely from this main field, so he has left it for LionCub to harvest, and this is up to LionCub to take this game and make it his, as he has nearly every opportunity. This stealth tank going to get some good damage with those Tib Core missiles. He's going to be able to kill that MCV. Drops it dead, while in the south, this engineer does get spotted as by the battle marker, not spotted by LionCub necessarily. But Flame Tank's going to be rushing in, and they are going to be able to flame down this MCV extremely quickly. Just Shredder turrets here to deal with it, and it looks like the MCV is going down, so no more Shredder turrets for you, says EnCore. LionCub has built his last Shredder turret for the current moment. Does he still have the War Factory? Yes, he still has the War Factory back here, so he's going to be okay in that sense. There's the engineer. It's going to be curving his way over to the right side of the map, and if he can grab that War Factory, that would be the big thing. But, you know, grabbing almost anything is going to be nice. There's that heroic bike taking some shots at that harvester, trying to avoid getting hit by these avatars, and flame tanks rushing forward to their doom, to their demise. As in the north, they're also doing some damage to these specters. Going to be able to hit the specters in the middle of that field, and these scorpion tanks slowly being whittled away by these Shredder turrets. On the right side, the engineer still walking forward, looking for the perfect target to strike. Another harvester goes down. LionCub unable to keep his harvesters safe in the middle of the map, and these flame tanks doing some good damage, opening the doors for the infantry to start doing some pounding on these avatars and start hitting some of the actual structures of LionCub. LionCub in the stronger position in terms of he's actually been the one harvesting in that middle field for a more significant amount of time, but this avatar is going to get overwhelmed by the rocket squads, by the bike, which eventually does go down, as this engineer actually gets lasered, so completely wasted there. No use for that engineer. 4 more flame tanks from EnCore onto the front lines. Who needs stealth when you have just overwhelming numbers? He's going to be able to cut down that refinery. He's going to be able to burn down all of these power plants, and the base defenses are not going to stop these flame tanks. The rocket squads had a chance to stop those flame tanks until they closed the distance. And these guys may not have the speed of Hellions, but they do a heck of a lot more damage to buildings. They're going to be walking into a lot of infantry and a lot of avatars. Well, just one avatar, but that's going to be enough at the current moment. The one time where we actually see the TIB troopers slowing down vehicles really mattering. I feel like most of the time the fact that TIB troopers can slow down vehicles doesn't matter very much, but it looks like this beam cannon is going to be grabbed up by this avatar. He's going to get himself a nice little beam cannon upgrade. MCV rebuilt finally for EnCore. He did eventually go for that, sending 2 harvesters down to that blue field. You shouldn't be forgetting about the blue field in the north, because that is some serious cash waiting for someone to grab it, and it looks like EnCore is going to be that man. He's going to send 2 harvesters up there. The rebuild of the MCVs have happened. These 2 guys slugging each other all game long, and it's come down to 2 MCV kills, and then just not a whole lot left for these guys. They've battered each other down to within an inch of each other's life, it seems like, and now they're kicking back and they're restarting themselves. Another flame tank just constantly with these flame tank run-bys. And, wow, Shredder troops really do very little damage to these flame tanks. They just don't get stopped by them. They do get killed by a lot of other stuff, EMP being one of the things that helps lock down a flame tank. And it looks like Harvester versus Flame Tank. The Flame Tank will win that battle with the help of a bike and a rocket squad. But in the north, no worries for EnCore. He's going to be able to harvest that stuff. Easy peasy. LionCub, on the other hand, losing harvester after harvester is taking a toll. And this flame tank sneaking into the back, even it's going to get cloned. It won't really do anything, but it will get cloned, so you have that much going for you. And actually, LionCub is in some serious trouble just in the fact that he's lost so much infrastructure, so he's down to like 3 or 5 significant buildings: refinery, war factory, refinery, and tech lab, and then the MCV over here. But now that he's stabilized, if there are no more flame tank rushes coming his way, I guess this late into the game it couldn't be classified as a rush, but no more flame tanks sneaking into his base. And as long as he's got this bit of base up and running, as long as he's got that bit of eco up and running, he should be okay. Infantry in the south, infantry in the north, stealth tank spotted in the middle of the map. These power plants going to be going down. I don't know that there's a whole lot that LionCub can do to save them, unless of course they don't attack the power plants and instead they just hang out and do something else. Stealth tank cuts back to the middle of the map, and for now these 2 guys just trying to find the most advantageous angle to hit each other. Third power plant will go down before EnCore does get tired of burning down those buildings. But before LionCub really figures out a way to deal with this, turns his stealth tank around, doesn't want to try and contend with, in case those guys are on an attack move. 2 stealth tanks going to be joining up in the north side of the map. And TIB troopers, they're going to be trying to go 1-to-1 with the Black Hand. And at the current moment, they're actually going to be able to win. And they actually, at range, can deal with the Hand of Nod, so, or deal with the Black Hand members, because they don't actually get flamed down from that distance. So TIB troopers are going to win that pretty darn easily. Looks like stealth tanks made their way north. They got themselves a harvester, but they traded their lives for it. So unfortunately for LionCub, not a clear-cut victory. 1 power plant goes down, sending LionCub into that low power mode, so he's going to have to sacrifice something, try and get another power plant on the line to deal with these infantry. And it looks like this TIB trooper squad will not stand against the Black Hand. It will end up going down, as even the operations center is going to get eliminated there. So a little bit unfortunate for LionCub, dropping the money on that ops center, but not getting a whole lot of use out of it. And TIB troopers will help deal with the last of those infantry squads. EnCore making this a scrappy match, doing a good job harvesting this blue Tiberium, harvesting some of this blue Tiberium up here. Big oversight of LionCub is letting EnCore just harvest this blue Tiberium without contending. I'm assuming he doesn't quite realize that EnCore is getting that much value out of that blue Tiberium. Otherwise, he would have done something to stop it. A couple of rocket squads could be potentially putting the hurt on some of these buildings, just purely if everything else is out of position. I mean, obviously that few infantry don't burn down buildings super quickly, but there's not a whole lot here to defend. So if LionCub doesn't see this coming, which he does, then that could have done some more damage. But he deals with it pretty easy. He's got the Shredder turret there, could sell it off. Unless he's worried that something else will come up there, which is a pretty good chance considering that EnCore has been sending stuff around the map all game long. And there's a big decoy army for some, I assume it was vision for one clicks, but the refinery is all the way up there. I don't know that he actually had vision of that. A lot of beam cannons, going to be able to target down one of these avatars, and for now, the avatar will get a couple of shots off. Bike's going to be coming in for LionCub, but they will get eaten up if they step into range of those rocket troopers. So it's going to be rocket troopers joining in, but the overwhelming forces are in the hands of EnCore. He's going to be able to crush forward. There's not a whole lot of forces here for LionCub. LionCub doesn't really have a whole lot actually going on in terms of his frontline army. He has a decent number of buildings, but buildings don't win you wars. Buildings don't win you matches. A nice EMP, but does he have enough to really stop this beam cannon army? This is a lot of power that LionCub is going to have to deal with, and his decision is, I'm going to deal with it with Shredder turrets. Of course, beam cannons this many in number will waste buildings so quickly. As you can see, that refinery just gets annihilated. The MCV gets melted. This is like not even fair how quickly this many beam cannons melt something. Keep in mind, some of these are decoy beam cannons. They're not actual proper beam cannons, as it may not even come down to who has the last man standing. It may just be that these beam cannons are able to burn down the buildings faster than a flame tank, and there's nothing LionCub can do about it. He's got no MCV. He's got this war factory cranking away. He's got a little bit of income, a little bit of money still happening. And over on the left side of the map, it looks like Bike's going to be coming in, but there's not a whole lot here for them to shoot, and they're getting shot up on the way. Even this laser turret's still here, so LionCub's comeback moment. He was trying to make something happen there, and he's just not going to be able to make anything happen. There's the sell-off, and nope, it's not the beginning of a fire sale. He got an operations center down just in time, but I mean, this has to be it, right? EnCore has this, right? LionCub, if he came back from this kind of position, that would be pretty wild. The only thing that EnCore doesn't have, which he's fixing right now, is any quick bases, because all of his mining has been long distance for a while. He's had control of these fields, but hasn't been doing too much with them. He's mostly been getting that blue Tiberium, and now he's actually rebuilt another MCV. I'm not sure how long it's going to last against these beam cannons. I understand what EnCore is waiting for, just the idea of, like, you don't want to walk into something, lose your army, and then put yourself back out of this game when you're so close to winning it. But he must have a sense that he's got LionCub backed into a corner, that he's got LionCub up against the ropes, and that there's maybe not a whole lot that LionCub can actually do about it. Rocket squads eliminate that one awakened squads, and some big mines, not really going to do anything. Magnetic mines are kind of out of place, but if we could see some big EMPs, then maybe this army can equalize, because we do still have two avatars, and if all of the beam cannons end up getting EMP'd, or there are a lot of rocket troopers to maybe deal with that, but you're going to be going man spam against Black Hand. That's always going to be a difficult thing to pull off. Tib Trooper is going to be getting a little bit of Tiberium soak on that avatar, trying to rust it away. And beam cannons against these Venoms. This is going to take a long time for the Venoms to be able to clear out this army. They can't even clear out the rocket squads as they are slowly getting chipped away. The Bike's going to be able to finish off the Venoms without too much trouble, and this is going to be the last stand of LionCub. EnCore moving closer, ever closer. The Bike's going to be rushing forward. The Raider Buggy's trying to do what they can, but it's just too little, too late, and these avatars starting to get burned down. Bike's doing some pretty good damage overall. There's still actually a couple of them alive. I can't believe that they've survived this long, that they didn't get eliminated more quickly. And LionCub actually clearing out a lot of this army, going full heroic on that avatar. He's burned down all of those beam cannons. He still has a ton of EnCore to deal with, and I assume one avatar is not going to be enough. Needs to get a Hand of Nod out here immediately. Get a couple of engineers up here running around into these husks. He's going to be forced to sell off one of his refineries. Even going to be forced to long-distance mine a little bit here. And battle marker in the north is just the infantry standing in that Tiberium field. This is going to be a hard place to harvest Tiberium from for LionCub. I can't believe he survived that last attack. And I guess he's out of cash. He's not building any engineers, so I assume he's going to have some engineers on the way as soon as he can afford it. He steps forward. He's going to get eliminated, getting punished for trying to protect his harvesters, trying to get some Tiberium. One harvester does go down. The second one is going to be eliminated if he's not careful. These buggies are going to absorb some of the shots, and that's going to be good enough for LionCub. It'll give his harvester enough time to escape, and he got a full load of Tiberium. Once again, long-distance harvesting this blue Tiberium. It's a good idea for EnCore, and sneaky. More and more flame tanks going to be heading out. Actually, one on the right side of the map here. He's going to be able to get the power plant as well. He gets EMP'd, so he doesn't finish off the power plant, and he doesn't finish off the air tower. He just gets sniped by that avatar. Well done there to LionCub, barely keeping himself in this game, sacrificing more Venoms to try and clear these infantry, and he may barely not be able to clear the infantry. He wouldn't have been able to deal with the bike either way, but he was nearly able to deal with the infantry. There's that flame tank. We do want to keep an eye on it as it does approach. EnCore going the slow but steady route, getting himself a Redeemer, building obelisks, trying to create a base which is impenetrable, trying to create an opportunity which is very safe for him to win the game. He doesn't want to have to contend this avatar, you know, this double beam cannon heroic avatar against like a single beam of his own avatar. Flame tank going to burn down that air tower. Well done there, but now this flame tank is going to get sniped very quickly by those avatars. Burns down the air tower. Ooh, do not send your avatar out here without support. He does have some support, and it's going to take more Shredder turrets than that to stand up against this Redeemer, but this Redeemer has no engineers. It has no support of its own, so for now, the Redeemer is going to be forced back. All of these units already have attack commands, it looks like, except for this Awakened squad who does end up attacking his own fellow guys a little bit there. And this beam cannons, oh, he's going to give away heroic avatar. He does lock down the obelisk. Great move there with the EMP. Will snipe a bike, and for now, this avatar is going to have to pull away. Oh, he's so close to losing it. He's going to lose the avatar. The heroic avatar goes down. I think it went down actually to an obelisk, which means nobody gets the veterancy there. That's very unfortunate. The beam cannons getting burned down by these avatars, but now it's just 2 avatars left, and EnCore has secured another battle victory, but not the war just yet, as that Redeemer does go down. The husk, I think the husk got burned as well, but at any rate, that avatar is down, and 2 other avatar husks. Well, LionCub throws in the towel. That was it. We were all rooting for that heroic avatar to save the day, but in the end, it was not able to make it happen, unfortunately, for Scorpua, aka LionCub. As the resource graph tells a bit of a different story. LionCub in the lead for pretty much the entirety of the game, and only at the last couple of minutes, I guess that's where the blue tib started kicking in for EnCore, as he was able to close the gap and then eventually surpass his opponent. So a nice back and forth from these 2 guys, and LionCub tremendously more efficient in the unit to kill to death ratio, but that's what happens when you man spam as Black Hand. That is it for this game. Thank you all very much for watching, and this is Sybert signing out.